Welcome to the Wrestling Stable Podcast, where you don't join, you're chosen. I am your host, Will Williams. Please follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Stable or visit us at WrestlingStable.com for the latest news, updates, and reviews. Today, we are covering Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill pay-per-view, which is this Sunday, January 12th, airing from the Bomb Factory in Dallas, Texas, and which can be ordered on Fight TV. This card has 8 matches, including 4 championship matches. I'm going to preview all of them in this episode, but we start off with a singles match between Moose and Rhino. This all started on a recent episode of Impact where Moose told Rhino that he should have come to him for advice after losing to RVD in an old school rules match. Moose was victorious over the whole damn show last summer at Slammiversary, but Rhino doesn't like to being told what to do, causing a huge brawl to erupt between them in the backstage area. On the Go Home episode where Moose and RVD battled Cage and Rhino, that match saw Moose bite the forehead of Rhino and choke him. Rhino tried to gore Moose, but he stepped out of the way. Moose tried to hit a 5-star frog splash, but came up empty and got gored, which led to Cage being able to pin Moose and win the tag team match. Next, we have a singles match between Madman Fulton and the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. In recent weeks, Ken Shamrock has joined forces with Tessa Blanchard, and for OVE, that's a problem. After multiple brawls involving the MMA legend and Madman Fulton, the two will now meet in singles competition on pay-per-view. Since returning to Impact Wrestling, Ken Shamrock has stepped into the ring with some of the best talent Impact Wrestling has to offer. However, he's never faced anyone like the Madman. At times, there's no controlling Fulton, and at Hard to Kill, that may spell the end of Ken Shamrock's return. In a video package from this week, the Chris say that the world's most dangerous man spot now belongs to Madman Fulton, and Fulton tells Shamrock that he has already broken his ribs, and at Hard to Kill, he's gonna break everything. Next, we have a singles match between Brian Cage and RVD Rob Van Dam. This match came after RVD rudely interrupted a sit-down interview with Jimmy Jacobs was conducting with Brian Cage on a recent episode of Impact. Cage was talking about what was next for him in Impact Wrestling after losing the World Championship to Sami Callihan. Now Cage knows what lies ahead, a match with Rob Van Dam on PPV. RVD's new attitude has been rubbing people the wrong way across the entire Impact Wrestling roster. Now Brian Cage has a chance to do something about it. On the Go Home episode where Moose and RVD battled Cage and Rhino, we saw Cage hit an F5 on RVD. RVD jumped off the top rope and kicked Cage in the face. After a gore from Rhino, Cage was able to hit a flying discus forearm and pin Moose for the 1-2-3. So Cage has that momentum going into Sunday. Next, we have a match for the Impact Tag Team Championships, where the North will defend their titles against the team of Rich Swann and Willie Mack. Recently on Impact, Rich Swann overcame the odds in a tag team open featuring Rich Swann and Willie Mack, OVE, The Rascals, and Rhino Scum to crown new #1 contenders for the North's Tag Team Championships at Hard to Kill. Even after Willie Mack suffered an injury on some high-risk offense and was not clear to compete in the remainder of the match by Dr. Ariel, leaving Swann to fend for himself, Swann pulled off a miraculous performance, not only finished the match on his own, but pulled out the victory to a huge numbers disadvantage. Now Swann and Mack will challenge the North for the Tag Team Championships. On the Go Home show this week, Willie Mack and Rich Swann are backstage discussing their tag team future. Mack says he doesn't think he is going to be ready for Hard to Kill and does not want to hold Swann back. Swann says that he hit him up last year when he needed help with Ethan Page because he knew that Mack was going to be the guy who was going to help him to get to where he needed to be in this industry. Swann told Mack to never sell himself short and to never think that he is dragging him down. He knows he is banged up, but he needs him to become tag team champions. Next, we have a singles match between Eddie Edwards versus Michael Elgin. After inserting himself into Eddie's singles match with Brian Cage recently on Impact, Michael Elgin now has the opportunity to face Eddie Edwards at Hard to Kill. But to Elgin, this match is about more than just bragging rights. It's about Eddie's Call Your Shot trophy. Elgin wants to get back into the hunt for the World Championship, and Eddie's Call Your Shot trophy awards any title shot of the holder's choosing. In a backstage interview with Gabby Lauren, Elgin laid out the challenge for Eddie to put his Call Your Shot trophy on the line in their bout at Hard to Kill. On the Go Home episode of Impact, the show kicked off with Eddie Edwards and Michael Elgin going to war outside the ring. They eventually worked their way into the ring for the match to begin. After a hard-hitting back-and-forth match, Elgin dropped Edwards with the Elgin bomb to pin him for the 1-2-3. This match is now official with the Call Your Shot trophy on the line. Next, we have a match for the X Division Championship where champion Ace Austin will defend against Trey. In a bizarre turn of events, Trey may actually regret becoming the #1 contender to Ace Austin's X Division title. Since he was unsuccessful in trying to sleep with Alicia Edwards, Ace has now turned his attention to Trey's mother, who has been attending recent episodes of Impact. We know what Ace's intentions are: to sleep with Trey's mom and to get in the head of Trey before the X Division title match at Hard to Kill. Can Trey remain focused on the task at hand and capture X Division gold? Next, we have a triple threat match for the Knockouts Championship, where Taya Valkyrie will defend her title against not only Jordynne Grace, but ODB. What was originally scheduled as a singles match between Jordynne Grace and Taya Valkyrie for the Knockouts title at Hard to Kill has now become a three-way bout with the addition of Knockouts veteran ODB. Jordynne first earned her opportunity when she pinned Taya in a 6-knockout tag team match on the premiere of Impact on Access. Then ODB returned on a recent episode of Impact and scored a shocking upset victory over Taya in a non-title main event. Taya has faced adversity in her Knockouts title reign before and is still able to come out on top. This is why she is the longest reigning Knockouts champion of all time. On the Go Home episode of Impact, there was a 6-woman tag team match featuring Taya Valkyrie, Madison Rayne, and Kiera Hogan versus Tennille Dashwood, ODB, and Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace hit a Vader bomb on Taya, then immediately ODB threw Grace out of the ring and pinned Taya for the 1-2-3 and to steal the win from Grace. If that happens Sunday, ODB will be the new Knockouts champion. Next, we have our main event, and it is for the Impact World Championship, where Sami Callihan, the Draw, will defend his title against Tessa Blanchard. After Tessa Blanchard's incredible performance in the Elimination Challenge, the next chapter of their storied rivalry is set to unfold at Hard to Kill. However, this meeting will be different than their previous bouts because this time, the Impact World Championship is on the line. In a video package from this week, the Chris say everyone thinks Hard to Kill is about Tessa, but no, it's about OVE and how hard it is to kill them. They aired a special video package on Impact promoting Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard, which has also been uploaded to YouTube. I highly recommend it as it goes over the background and upbringing of both competitors. This match will mark the first time in professional wrestling that a woman is challenging a man for the World Championship live on pay-per-view. Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan are no strangers to each other, having competed in some of the most compelling matches of 2019, including the 2019 Impact Wrestling Match of the Year from Slammiversary. That was our first intergender main event on pay-per-view, which made history. But what will happen this Sunday when they main event again, this time for the World Championship? Let us know what you think of this card and what you are most excited to see. Follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Stable and visit us at WrestlingStable.com, where you don't join, you're chosen.